Hello, everyone. I'm finally doing another Backrooms reading. Today, we will be reading level 888, or Inconcentia. Inconcentia. Survival difficulty, dead zone. Strictly uninhabitable. Sustained entity population. Insurmountable cognitive hazards. Level 88 is the 889th level of the Backrooms. It is a massive, frigid terrain consisting of a barren forest surrounded by hillsides. This level houses several unique entities that collectively form an ecological system which, while self-sufficient, is particularly effective at entrapping humans via manipulation of the psyche. There is no known way to mitigate any of the effects instigated by these entities. Description: the most explored and understood area of level 88 is its wooded landscape. It is entirely comprised of deciduous trees and shrubbery which are either dead or dying. Temperatures have been measured as low as negative 34 degrees Celsius, negative 29.2 degrees Fahrenheit, and as high as negative 5 degrees Celsius, 23 degrees Fahrenheit. The dynamic cycle is evenly divided within a 40-hour period, and seasonal changes are negligible to non-existent. They resemble snow. The white powder covering the ground is a form of diatomaceous earth with concentrations of crystalline silica considered toxic to humans. In fine enough consistencies, this dust can form a cloud that hangs in the air. When disturbed, visibility is limited by an ever-present fog made up of soot powder as well as sulfuric acid, water, and trace amounts of unknown compounds. It is recommended to wear protective clothing and utilize the best respiratory apparatus available at this level. Exploration teams that have crossed the edge of this forest have deduced the area has a diameter of roughly 1,400 kilometers or 850 miles. Beyond that lies a series of rolling hills and plains, the overall size of which remains undetermined. Larger deposits of fall snow and harsh winds make traversal here especially perilous. Wanderers who have ventured this region have either perished from exposure or exited the level before finding any alteration to topography or notable landmarks. For reasons unknown, none of the human remains discovered at level 888 have displayed signs of the rat cycle in any stage. Entities. Siphonaps. Translucent insects that are similar in anatomy to fleas, typically growing up to 20 centimeters or 7.8 inches in length, with a maximum leaping distance of approximately 12 meters or 40 feet. The barbs on their legs act as hooks to assist in keeping a firm grip on a wide variety of surfaces. Known to submerge themselves in areas with a thick coat of fall snow and lie in wait before bursting out and directly latching onto their prey. Their bites inflict little pain due to a numbing agent secreted from their mouths. The initial bite of a siphonap draws a small amount of blood in proportion to its body size, as its main purpose is to carry the numbing agent into the bloodstream. Once enough is introduced, it causes a rapid onset of changes to the victim's mental state. Symptoms include an overwhelming sense of hopelessness, derealization, deterioration of self-worth, and a desire to seek a source of comfort, namely other entities. These effects will wear off after 2 hours unless another dose is administered. Siphonaps prefer to gather near sources of heat and will avoid causing immediately lethal damage to exothermic life forms. Brood weavers. Bloated, pale humanoids reaching 4.3 meters, 14 feet in height, with a bundle of tendrils hanging from their face that conceals any other features. Due to their vestigial legs, they are unable to stand fully erect and possess limited mobility. Brood weavers have formed a symbiotic relationship with siphonaps in where they allow them to burrow shallow holes into their backs to create nests. In turn, the siphonaps will occasionally venture out to find prey and lead it towards their hive after it has been reduced to a vulnerable state. Once something is within suitable range, The brood weaver will grab it and firmly cup it against the chest to ensure that it cannot escape. Then it drapes its tentacles over the captive and latches onto its head with its main set of mandibles. This initiates a slow process in which a significant portion of the individual's memory is assimilated. Memories, particularly ones from an organism's youth, provide sustenance for the brood weaver. Based on circumstantial evidence, it is believed that those undergoing stress and trauma are especially nutritious. To aid in keeping a source of food alive for as long as possible, the brood weaver will insert a specialized tube into the victim's throat or navel that pumps out a purple colored slurry once every 24 or every 20 hours. This only somewhat safe time to be near a brood weaver is during its feeding on another person, as it will promptly discard anything with a lower level of sapience in favor of commanding its hive to attack a human. Shroud stalkers. Leech-like creatures with multiple sets of arms running down their sides and a vertical bisection along the entirety of their heads. Eyewitness accounts report them being around 3 meters, 9.8 feet in length. Photographing them has been proven difficult due to anomalous streaks of light obfuscating their form, which are thought to be a self-defense mechanism that activates when threatened. These lights also persist post-mortem for an indeterminate amount of time. Now they are estimated to have a ground speed of 10 meters a second, 22 miles an hour. Shroud stalkers are averse to direct engagement. They instead act as scavengers, opting to steal from roaming cyphonaps or wait until a brood weaver discards its prey, as it will usually still be alive. Though these are their favored methods, they have also been inclined to ambush sleeping humans on multiple occasions. In any case, they will quickly constrict their quarry with immense force by using their appendages as anchor points before dragging it to an isolated location and initiating a series of shrill vocalizations. These serve both to deter other predators and soothe the victim, despite the fact they are not rooted in any existing language. Once its captive becomes calm, the shroud stalker will inflict a severe injury upon it, usually by snapping a bone or causing blood force trauma with its tail. This cycle of inducing pain and the subsequent nurturing of spread back to a relative state of good health and peaceful demeanor is how the shroud stalker feeds. It is particularly obsessed with sharing damage it causes from the naked eye, almost always ensuring that bones break cleanly and that bruises are hidden from view. It will simply toss you aside once its finished response becomes overtly dulled. Amicas. Stocky, bipedal mammals with numerous deformities. They superficially resemble hairless canines, except they do not possess anything below the rib cage, nor a lower jaw. Aside from humans, these serve as the main source of food for other entities that dwell in the forest. They subsist on the byproducts and carcasses of others using an egregiously inefficient digestive system that absorbs nutrients through a small bladder before the remainder is regurgitated. Between this and a myriad of other health defects, their natural life cycle rarely extends beyond 10 to 20 days. When an amica comes in contact with a comparatively large life form, it will develop an immediate and inseparable attachment to it. The rest of its life will be spent in service of its bonded partner, be it human or entity. This sense of loyalty is completely unwavering, with documented cases of amicas remaining unresistant to intentional harm up to and including the point of expiration. Any other being approaches its partner in an aggressive manner, it will attempt, however, ineffectually to defend it. Somehow note the in play behavior when prompted. Upon an amica's inevitable demise, whether by outside factors or natural causes, its chosen companion will enter a state of grief that lasts for several weeks. This only amounts to slightly dulled moments. For entities, on the other hand, humans will often experience near catatonic depression and refuse basic necessities for days at a time. In extreme cases, this will lead to loss of life via dehydration or starvation. Those who have bonded to Amica are at risk of serving these effects, even if they already exist level 88. It's very easy to avoid them as they move too sluggishly to catch up to any person jogging at a moderate pace. Outer being. The only entity that has been observed in the land outside of the forest. Very few wanderers come into contact with it. All accounts of it are very wildly. Reports inconsistencies in physical attributes are as follows. Its number of respective limbs, torsos, eyes, mouths, etc. ranges from anywhere to none to several 100,000. Its size has been described as a bit smaller than a skyscraper, a great wide mountain, stretching into the sky infinitely, the same as me, and doesn't have a size because he's actually inside of your eye. Its skin is scaly, like water, but darker than nothingness, smooth as silken sheets, pretty normal, I suppose, and as if all of Noah's Ark was made as one. Its movements are blindingly fierce, more gentle than my mother's, on a plane that isn't for me to see, in step with my own, and unquestionably euphoric. Its only prevailing similarity is that no one has ever described it using a pejorative. In fact, they refuse to speak negatively of it even in the slightest regard. Any human who either attempts to converse with this entity or looks directly at it for an extended period undergoes a permanent change in their psychology, adapting the following personality characteristics: a heightened sense of empathy, above average sociability and an outgoing demeanor, willingness to trust those they meet, including strangers, the compulsion to hug anyone they see. Based on the species testimony gathered, it may be that the entity serves as the progenitor of the rest of the fauna in level 888. As with collecting information, it should be considered speculation until definitive evidence can be obtained. Bases, outposts, and communities. There are no known bases, outposts, or communities on this level. Entrances and exits. Entrances. Enter from form. The writer actually wrote form. I'm going to let that slide. You should be able to learn that slide as well. Enter from an arcade machine, level 25. There's a chance to no-clip into level 888 while experiencing emotional distress within the following levels. Level 14, level 39, level 47, level 65, level 129, level 135, level 227, level 240, level 445, level 494, level 797, the Crimson Forest, and the Forgotten Forest. The only two methods of exiting level 88 have been confirmed. Defeating and subsequently terminating a broodweaver or shot-sucker that has targeted you as prey can cause you to knuckle up into level 63, but is not guaranteed. The odds are significantly bolstered by consuming its flesh within 5 hours of its passing. Interacting with an outer being will eventually result in being warped elsewhere. This exceedingly rare occurrence has so far resulted in being either teleported to level 11 or level 974. Interview log 888-1. Interviewer Dr. Simon Evansfield. Interviewer Ava Alice. Before anything, I'd like to thank you for agreeing to this interview. No thanks needed, and it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Ava. My name is Simon. You're very well-mannered, but I suppose you get that a lot. It depends. I get it more now than I used to, but it honestly doesn't feel like I've changed that much since I met him. You refer to the outer being, correct? That's what you call him? My theory is that it's a pending title until we can pull together something concrete between you and me. That the name will stick at this rate. I hope you realize that it's not often someone returns from where you leave, let alone in the manner that you did. Anything you can glean from you could be a great benefit to future generations. That's why I'm here. At least, I like to think so. Excellent. Now, can you remember anything about the entity? Anything distinctive? Just that he was creating. What now? When we ran into him, he was in the middle of creating, like everything. He tore away his own body, and he kneaded into the big fat guys, and ripped off their legs, and molded the doggies from the leftovers. His veins became snakes. Maybe those were his arteries. I'm not very good with anatomy. His blood turned into those creepy crawlies, and after everything was over, he scattered his bones to the wind. What did you do with the ashes? That. Why do you think it did all that? Funny enough, I actually asked him why. He told me that someday it might change, but this was how it had to be, and he didn't seem happy about it. I got the feeling I shouldn't press any more after that. Did anything else happen? Not really. I don't have time to stand around. Lynn was in bad shape. I didn't have time to stand around. Lynn was in bad shape. I asked him if we could leave, and he said to take us to an exit. Then we had to appear. I see. I know this may be hard, Ava, but since then, your state of mind. Do you need a hug, Simon? Ava, I don't think that was how it'd be. Thank you, Ava. No problem. You know, I had a daughter just like you once. I had a feeling you did. Well, I suppose that would be all for now. Interview log 888-2. Simon Evansfield. Lynn Uttergraw. Please have a seat. I'm grateful for your cooperation with us. Don't thank me. I didn't want to come. Ava convinced me otherwise. I'll have to give her my regards. Then, your name? Lynn. Didn't you already know that? And your relationship with Ava would be... Excuse me? Isn't this about what happened? Yes, well, this is for the record. Formality. Sorry if I offended you. She's like a little sister to me. It's been that way ever since we met. In the Backrooms, presumably. What do you think? So we're traveling together prior to... Yeah, we, kind of place why, but I feel like it's my fault that we ended up set at hell. We were lucky to face my on us. I gave Ava most of her equipment. When those funging bugs came after us, too. Well, hard to describe. There's no rush. It was like I was taken back home. I saw my mom as clear as day. I smelled her cooking, felt her hands, heard the wind chimes with the back porch, and every now and then it all muddled. There was this blank space, just haziness. It didn't dawn on me until I had time to think about it, but now I know for sure. And that is? I don't remember my father. I'm sorry to hear about that. Yeah, that's how anyone would respond. It took something apart from me. After all, I don't know how to feel. It's like I'm in some kind of limbo. I try to look on the bright side that I was rescued before I could steal anything else. That was a quick match squad. Correct. Team name? We already have the report. Must have been. There was more in my mind like the file. All I did was pin that monster off. So I made a run for it. This team, they were dead. Thank God. They're fixing my brain device. I was burning at that point. This was. And just vanished. My communication is don't panic a picture without his KIA. Damn. Figures. After that, we'd have to press forward, and though there was no fucking way we could have taken on anything in that place. I guess by sheer dumb luck we found the edge of the forest. People decided there was no turning back. How far did you make it to the planet? I don't know. Not very, I think. I was weak, nervous to the point where I started seeping. I feel, and it stopped. I knew it was from us. Just verify. You didn't keep your eye on it? I couldn't. He was too much for me. That's it. So if it was afflicted, then don't call it that. Don't call it. Apologies, that's not about it. It must be terms in this. It's just break it all. It poses from the first place. No. Pardon? You're wrong. It's a lot harder, sure, but you know which was them. And we're at level 11 now. I mean, no, in the end, it's not them. It's not. Then, it's people. People are pretending. I'm such a failure. I couldn't even. It's alright. I'm stopping the tape. We're done here. Headlock.